Hey, what's up guys? Today we're going to learn about how to play the Scotch Gambit as white. But before we get into that, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more great opening videos. So the Scotch Gambit is going to be a super aggressive, super tactical kind of opening. So very good for those of you who like to attack. So here d4, take, bishop c4. So here we're gambiting the pawn. We're not taking on d4, we're bringing our bishop out. So here remember, development is going to be very, very important for white. So here we'll look at bishop b4 check first. So bishop b4 check, we go c3 take, and we're gonna gambit actually one more pawn. So here castle, and if take on b2 they get greedy. Bishop takes pawn, knight f6, and now e5. e5. So whenever you see knight f6, you're gonna want to go for this e5 move, kind of opening up the position and attacking immediately, not letting black castle and just have an okay position. So here if knight h5, a3, bishop c5. If the bishop ever goes to c5, you're going to see this bishop takes f7 move. So bishop takes f7 check, king takes, queen d5 check, and then you pick up the bishop on c5. So c5 is not a very safe square for this bishop, but you're going to see a bunch in the Scotch Gambit. So here, also possible, and a different move order, knight f6 first, e5, and here they could also take on b2. So here bishop takes, knight h5, a3, and now let's look at bishop a5. So here you're going to see some very, very crazy tactics. So here queen a4, castle, bishop d5. So here our threat is to take this knight and then take this bishop. So here he goes bishop b6, but now we can go g4. The point of this queen a4 move was to attack the bishop, but also protect the square on f4. So this knight can't go here. So here the knight would be trapped, and we would be up a piece. So that's what we're going to do if they take on b2 in all these variations. Now, instead of bishop b4, this is what you're probably going to see, and that's going to be knight to f6. Knight to f6 or bishop c5. So knight f6, we want to go castle. Let them take on e4. Here, if they go bishop c5, we get very nice positions. So we do, once again, e5. Don't let them castle. d5 take on c4, take on g7, rook g8, and here rook e1 check. This is going to look a little similar to some other position in the Scotch Gambit, but here, this variation is better for white. So here, bishop e6, and now we go bishop to g5. The key is bishop g5. So here, if bishop e7, we can simply take here. And now, something has to take on e7. So knight takes or queen takes, and then this pawn is going to go. So let's say, for example, queen takes. We take on d4, castle queenside, and here we can take on c6. Because he can't take our queen, because we would take this queen with check. Now here, if king takes e7, this is also possible, but here now he's going to forfeit the right to castle. So we go rook e4, d3, and knight d2, bringing our pieces out. It's going to be very hard for black to play with an open king like this. So here, bishop g5, if bishop e7, we have a very good position. Now if queen d7, we can go knight d2. We're bringing another piece into the attack. So here, if rook takes g7, now knight e4. Remember, he can't castle queenside yet, because this bishop is in the way. So here after knight e4, we're threatening knight f6 check and this bishop, bishop e7, and now we can go take. Remember, the same problem. If one of these pieces take, we take on d4. So king takes, now queen d2, attack the dark squares, and this king is going to be a big problem for black. It's going to be very hard for him to get to safety. So that's what we're going to do if queen d7. Now if queen d5, we also have tactics with knight c3. Now if he takes this knight, we can play queen takes queen. Remember, this bishop can't take because it's pinned. So after knight c3, he actually has to go back to d7 or f5. But knight e4 is going to be the big problem for black. So something like this, knight h4, and now the queen is trapped. And queen d7, knight e4, and he has to deal with this knight f6 check. So once again, bishop e7, we can play knight f6 now. A little bit different. I think once again, bishop takes e7 is going to be good and lead to very similar positions. But here we could also play knight f6 check, because here now we have a very good grip of these dark squares over here. So that's what we're going to do in all these variations where you see bishop c5. So knight f6 and bishop c5, then we go e5, and the key is going to be bishop g5 right here after this. So here, bishop g5. So I think that's actually called the Max Lang attack if you want to go super specific in sub-variations, and I think it's very good for white. So now instead of knight f6, bishop c5, After castle, we're going to look at take on e4. So take on e4, now we can play rook e1. And the only variation for black here is d5. So bishop takes d5, queen takes knight c3. Remember, he can't take this knight because if here it's pinned, and if here he loses the queen this way. So knight c3, queen a5, knight takes e4, bishop e6, knight g5, castle queenside, and now take, and rook takes e6. This is a very common variation, something like queen d5, queen e2. Try to control the board, bring your pieces out. Bishop d6, bishop g5, rook e8, queen e2. And these are very playable positions for white. So that's going to be basically all the variations you're going to see in the Scotch Gambit. Here, the one thing, make sure you don't fall for it, king d7. This is a very common variation, but here I think black can play queen takes e1, take, and then rook takes e6, and he gets 2 rooks for a queen. So make sure you don't fall for that trap in the Scotch Gambit. But remember, if you want to play aggressive and you want to look for all these attacking variations, Scotch Gambit is a very, very good choice of openings. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to check out wolfchess.org for great lessons, puzzles, and videos, and hope you guys were entertained.